Hi everybody and welcome back to the Insatiable Gamer YouTube channel. My name's Robbie. Today we're going to be taking a look at the RIG 500 Pro headset from, oh my god,
that one?
This one from Plantronics. It's an all-in-one headset. Basically it's not a USB headset, it uses a 3.5mm jack, but we're going to take a look at it because it's got some interesting features and it's from Plantronics, which I'm quite like them. They've made a huge range of headsets over the years, from the Gamescom ones, I think, were my first touch with them, and they have always had really high quality audio. Though this one, let's get into it. Let's just get into it. We'll get into the review and we'll talk about it all. So first up, let's go through what's in the actual box. So obviously you get the main event, which is the RIG 500 Pro headset. It has a detachable mic, which comes detached, so you've got to take it out of its little baggie and stick it on. You get an additional set of replacement cups. So the important part about these is the ones that come on it are dual material, and so you get sort of a faux leather outer on them with a breathable material that touches your ear, which helps to prevent sweat buildup, but also isolates noise from around you a wee bit better. So it's not really active noise cancellation, but passive, I guess you could call it. The other style are a complete, the same material on that front face all around it, which helps for breathability in sort of those hotter months, so you don't have to worry too much about getting like weird sweaty ears that all of a sudden get that wrinkled touch like you've been in the bath for too long. It's not great. You also get the two different cable options. So the first one is designed for PC. Now the issue with this one is it is a 3-pole 3.5mm jack, which basically means the microphone cable is integrated in with the headphone audio. So if you do want to run it on a standard desktop PC, you are going to need to get a splitter. For a laptop, it's totally perfect. Most laptops have a all-in-one port, which will support microphone and headphone audio all at the same time. This one has built-in volume control as well, which is a really nice touch as well. So you don't have to, in-game, you don't have to mess around with your Windows settings and Alt-Tab and all that stuff. The console cable is actually quite interesting. It's a decent sized length so that you can still game comfortably and have it plugged in. Which I want to say, I'm going back to the PC one now. Okay.
No, not, this stays in.
So one thing about the PC cable that I didn't quite like was the length of it. It is both too short and too long. It's the perfect length if you have a laptop and you game on a laptop. I game on a desktop and my desktop's quite large. This is a real niche issue because like not many people have this case. It's kind of excessive. But when I have one end plugged into the desktop and then into my headset, I have a very limited amount of movement because my desktop is like way out of the way.
Maybe just get a smaller PC than your DAC.
Typically I am actually using an external DAC for my headphones anyway, so there's not really a huge issue here, but something I thought I'd point out. So onto the console cable now. This one's quite cool. It also has an inline volume control, but it's quite clever because the volume control is on the end of one of the 3.5mm jacks which plug into the controller. So as you're playing, you can just move your thumb over and control your So as you're playing, you're able to actually just thumb over and change your volume on the fly. It comes with an extra rubber adapter for the Xbox 360 and it is interchangeable just by pulling it off the end of the cable. So specifications wise, I'm just going to refer you to go and read the written review that we did because we kind of just posted it all there, and it's a big long table with all these numbers that kind of don't really mean too much to those who don't really care about it. The most important part to me at the moment is probably to say how big the drivers are. So you've got 50mm drivers, which is a step up from the last generation of Plantronics gaming headsets that came out, which were using, I believe, 40mm drivers. It's not necessarily about the size of the drivers as to determine the quality of the headphone or the quality of the audio. It's all down to that tuning.
It ain't the size that counts, asshole. It's what you do with it.
These are remarkably good. This is a headset that features Dolby Atmos. The list of games that support Dolby Atmos is kind of a bit of a joke. I think you get like 8. In fact, I'll read them off. Games that support Dolby Atmos. First up, we've got Overwatch.
It's alright.
Cool. Battlefield 1.
It's bad.
Gears of War 4.
It's bad.
Crackdown 3.
It's great.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
It's bad.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
It's the better one, but it's not good.
Final Fantasy 15.
It's very long, which means it's bad.
Okay. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
It's pretty decent.
Okay. Super Lucky's Tale. You haven't played it.
It's good.
But Michael did and he loved it. And Mass Effect Andromeda, you watch your goddamn mouth.
It's great.
As far as aesthetics go, it's very pleasing. It's eye-catching and aggressive gamery, which some people like, some people don't. I'm sort of partial to, although I don't like that over-the-top with red, black and crazy accents everywhere. I kind of quite like this monotone grey, blacks and silvers. I really appreciate the fact that it's a stainless steel headband, which means it's kind of a lot more durable than any other headsets I've played with. The ear cups themselves are an anodized, like die-cast, a die-cast design, which is cool. I've seen a lot of people say that they're open back design. They are not open back design. There is a closed-in piece of plastic which covers the drivers. Open back is where it's open to the drivers and the drivers get more air and make different sounds, and it basically just changes the sound signature. These are not open back, they are closed back design, so when you're listening to music, it's in your head and not kind of around your head. Speaking of around your head, let's talk about Dolby Atmos again. I guess I'll just chop and change this shit for me. I've ruined this review already.
That's another one for the bloopers.
So Dolby Atmos is quite a really cool feature to have in a headset. It's something I hadn't used before, and originally going into this, I will admit, I thought it was going to be quite gimmicky. I'd seen on the Windows Store that Dolby Atmos, I believe it was about $25 to buy it. You have to buy a license to use Dolby Atmos, and only certain hardware is capable of doing it. Thankfully, these come with a code in the box, which is really, really nice. Using it is actually quite interesting. So you configure it, you turn it on, and it's kind of like, I don't know, things change a little bit. You don't notice it too much until you're listening to Dolby content. So basically what Dolby Atmos does, much like your 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound headsets, they help to produce a three-dimensional space for audio. So you get the whole around the head feel, but with Atmos you also get a vertical space, which in-game is something you do notice quite a lot as far as isolating noises. So footsteps, like in Battlefield 1, and gunshots, you can quite quickly and sort of subconsciously hear where it's coming from and instantly pinpoint what direction it's coming from, whether it's above or below and out.
Can you hear exactly which player is calling you a racial slur?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
It's a thumbs down.
It's a thumbs down from us for that. So as far as music is concerned and listening to other forms of content, these have a brilliant range. As far as deep bass goes, these can go as low as 20 hertz. And from my experience, like on the box, a lot of headsets, a lot of headphones in particular, they'll give you this range where it's like, we can go from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's good. Like the reproduction of sound is a lot more than what frequency that you can produce. It's about mixing those highs with those lows. The 50mm drivers in this are very responsive and very punchy in their bass, which basically means that when it hits, it doesn't stick around for too long, it backs right off again. So when you get a bass kick in a, like a 808 drum or something in EDM music, or if you're listening to rock music or whatever, your bass kick, it's there and it's gone. Music reproduction is really, really well balanced. Your bass, your mids and your highs seem to punch really well. There's very little bass bleed, but I only noticed that when I cranked it on an external DAC. Before it started distorting, I did notice that there was a wee bit of bass starting to affect those highs, which it was uncomfortably loud for me to listen to, so it's not something that I would experience on a day-to-day basis. It's a really, really great listening experience. If you do get a chance to go to a computer store or something like that where there's some of these on display that you can try out for yourself, I would highly recommend doing that before purchasing, just to make sure that it's something you're going to enjoy. Because much like eating food, everyone's hearing is very different. Everyone's got their own taste and what they prefer. I can only speak as far as what I like. These are genuinely the perfect headset for me. Before these, I was running the Siberia 800s from SteelSeries. They're a great headset as well, although audio-wise, these are far higher quality. Microphone-wise, the Siberia 800s still kick ass, and comfort-wise, the Siberia 800s still kick ass. Let's talk about the microphone. It's good, like serviceable. It's not the best microphone I've ever used. I will probably include a clip here. That's where I'm going to talk about it. With the mic.
I actually already recorded this part of the video once, but the camera wasn't in focus. So here we are again. So this is what the mic sounds like. This is unedited footage. This is unedited audio straight from the mic, recording through OBS. Unfortunately, seeing as this is a headset that is not USB powered, there is no mic monitoring featured, so you just have to sort of rely on looking at your levels in OBS or your friends telling you to shut up if you're talking too loud. It also accidentally put a gark on my roof too. That stainless steel band is kind of sharp on an angle. I forgot these ceilings were quite low. So if you don't mind this audio, then it's pretty great.
Though when using something like Discord for voice chat, which just kind of punishes down your audio regardless of what you're using, I did have a few friends comment that they didn't notice the difference between my Blue Yeti and the headset microphone, which I was actually quite disappointed about, because I like to think that the Yeti that I bought that was $200 and something has a better microphone than a headset that costs the same amount.
Kind of makes me regret buying one as well, don't you think?
Yeah, it kind of made me regret buying a Yeti if no one could actually notice the difference, but it is what it is. So all in all, I think this is a very well-rounded headset. If you are looking to purchase, I would highly recommend going to try them out first for yourself and see if you like the audio reproduction, because again, it's not for everyone. If you like something really, really bassy, this probably isn't your thing, but if you like something that is well balanced, a brilliant reproduction of sound, this is what you want. Though at the price point of, I believe it's about 200 New Zealand dollars, it's a fair bit to swallow for a headset. So this is the esports version of the RIG 500 Pros. Also available is the RIG 500 Pro, which is another, again, multi-platform based headset. So you've got your PC, Xbox One and PS4. There is a substantial price difference between them. The only real physical difference is the fact that this one has a stainless steel band and looks a lot nicer and hardier and weaver. But it's a similar aesthetic for the other ones, except that it's a plastic band and plastic cups. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and if not, then don't subscribe. But if you did, you should definitely subscribe. Leave a comment below. We give away games every week or every time we upload a video from the previous video. So if you want a chance to win just a random Steam code, leave a comment below and we'll pick one for the next video. Definitely subscribe. What else do I say? Oh yeah, we're the Insatiable Gamer. We make videos on tech, we make videos on game reviews, we have a website, we have a Facebook, we have a podcast, we have all of those things. Go check them out. The links will be in the description below. Also, if you are wanting to pick up a set of these and you want to get yourself a bargain, you can take a look at our affiliates link for Amazon below. I will do my best to find the cheapest possible price. Last time I checked, there was only 8 available of these, but I will go hunting and I will make sure I find a decent priced set that you can purchase with our link below, which gives us a nice little kickback and helps me feel nice and fuzzy inside. Thank you.
Maximum shell.
Maximum shelling. All the shells.